My original plan for today was to get out on the motorcycle so that I could test out these two new 1080p mini cameras. Unfortunately though, the great British weather has scuppered those plans and I'm stuck here instead in the garage. So I'm going to use this time productively to answer one of the most common questions that I get asked on my videos. And that question is, what is the best car camera that I can recommend for somebody to buy to catch a vandal in the act of vandalising their car, so that they can present the evidence of that to the police? Unfortunately, it turns out that quite a lot of people must park their cars in areas where there's a repeat offender vandal type chap who goes around scratching cars, putting paint on them, all sorts of strange things. And these people are at their wits' end. They really want to catch somebody in the act so they can stop it from happening. I do feel sorry for these people, but I always have to respond to them and say, unfortunately, you don't want to buy a car camera. A car camera isn't the thing that's suitable for the task that you want it for. What you really need is a CCTV camera pointing at the car, not something in the car pointing outwards. Now, I always have to sort of elaborate on this because that's a bit of a negative message to give someone that's in these kind of situations, because they're really looking for help. But unfortunately, it is true. But I can't really elaborate all the time in these big long paragraphs to people. It takes me all day to type these things out, and I get asked this question an awful lot. So what I thought I'd do, I'll demonstrate why it's a bad idea in this video. Now what I'm going to do, I've got a couple of different tricks here that I'm going to kind of demonstrate this to you with. First one, of course, we need a car camera. I'm going to use the Viofo VF960 car camera. This is one I reviewed recently. It's a very good car camera, quite normal, nothing strange about it. And it also has a motion activation mode in it, which we can test out to see if that's any good for this scenario. Now, in addition to that, I'm also going to be using the Sony HDR AS10 camera, the action camera, and I'm going to attach this on a headband like this, so that you get a kind of vandal's eye view of the situation. So I'm going to pretend to be a vandal, and we're going to have the car camera in the car and see what it captures. So let's get going. Right, so here's where we hit our first problem. A car camera is powered by the lighter socket in a car. In the vast majority of cars, this is switched off when the car is switched off. Therefore, when my car's parked, this has no power going to it from the car anyway. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to rely on battery power, the internal battery inside the camera. So you need a camera with an internal battery for this to work, or you can have a car with a lighter socket that's been modified, or one that comes with one that's on all the time. If you have that in your car, that means the car camera wouldn't start and stop automatically. You'd have to do it manually. But also this one now, I'm going to have to turn it on manually, because remember, my car stopped, the camera switched off, so I've got no power in this at all. So I've got to turn it on myself now by pressing the on button. So you've got to remember to do that every time you park up. Now I'm going to put it up in the windscreen here, and it's pointing out there. Now I've got motion activation set on this one, so let's just listen. I'll wave my hand in front of the lens and you should hear it beep when it detects the motion. There you go, hear that beep, see the red light flashing there. So that means it's ready to capture any kind of motion outside the car. Another problem, therefore, if you park your car in somewhere that's busy with lots going on, lots of traffic going past, lots of pedestrians, it's going to be recording everything that happens all day long. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set it off here now, leave it pointing out of the window, and I'm going to pretend to be a vandal, and we'll see what it captures on the camera. Okay, so I've zoomed right in on the camera now, so you can see a camera's eye view of what it sees as I walk around the car. And now you're watching on Vandal Vision. So let's walk in front of the car now. Let's go out of this door actually. Okay, I think that's long enough. Here comes the vandal. Let's vandalise this car. Okay, big scratch on the bonnet there. See that scratching all the way around? Scratch all the way down the side here. Scratching away. Let's smash the back window. Smash. Right, brilliant. Let's see what the camera captured of that horrendous vandalism incident. Okay, so motion activation, bit of a dead loss. Let's get into the menus here and just get the camera working all the time. So I'll just change the menu so that the motion detection is off. Right, we'll just start the camera recording, and you can see the red light flashing now, so the camera's recording all the time. Now bear in mind, if you are recording all the time on a camera like this, the most time you'll get on a 32GB card is somewhere between 3 and 4 hours, and your battery's probably going to run out after about 2 anyway. So it might not be the best idea, but let's just see how this works as a solution for catching that vandal. Okay, so vandal vision's on, let's vandal away. Right, so let's scratch on this side here, maybe smash this window perhaps. I'll tell you what, I could take the tyres off, even I could steal the wheels if I wanted to. Let's go around here, smash the back window perhaps, big scratch on here, maybe set it on fire, I don't know. Anything on video yet? No, nothing at all. Let's walk in front though. Let's walk in front of the camera, scratch across the bonnet there. Oh, also, hey, that's a nice car camera. I think I might break in there and steal that. That's something worth having. I was just going to vandalise it, but might as well break in there as well. So, let's take that off the windscreen there, because I'm actually sat in the back now, and didn't really capture any of that on video, I don't think, apart from this bit now, when I'm deliberately pointing the camera at my face. But remember, of course, I've got the camera now. I'm going to take it with me. So I hope that this short video demonstration has provided a better explanation as to why a car camera is not a suitable security camera. And one thing I didn't mention in the video there was that most of these vandalism incidents will be happening overnight, therefore in the dark. These cameras, in fact any cameras, aren't good at recording in the dark. Now you can get cameras like this with infrared night vision LEDs on them, but they're useless because all they do is reflect back off the inside of your windscreen and bleach out the image, making the video useless. Another thing to think about, if you're parking in an area where people are prowling around cars, looking in them, that kind of thing, it's not the best idea to put an expensive car camera in your car windscreen because you're just inviting more crime. So I do feel sorry for the people in this situation, and if it's at all possible, you'd be better off installing a CCTV camera that points at the car, but I know that that's not going to be an option for an awful lot of people where they park the car away from their home. And for those people, I haven't got a solution, unfortunately. But I will say that don't waste your money on a car camera if you think you're going to be using it for this purpose, because it's just not suitable for it. Right, so that's your lot for this video. Hopefully the weather will improve and I'll better get out on the bike and test those other cameras out. But in the meantime, of course, as always, thanks for watching.